Hey there YouTube, this is wisetec, and today we're going to be reviewing the JBL Everest Elite 700s. Now, there is a Pacific headphone like these, the regular 700s that doesn't have noise cancellation, and I'm going to say if it's worth the extra $100 just to have noise cancellation, and then just a little bit, you guys. Now, in comfortability, how do these headphones feel? Well, they do have amazingly soft ear cushions. Like, oh, I wish my bed was made out of this fabric, you guys. Now, the headband, I'm surprised they didn't actually put no cushion. It's so thin, I can actually feel the hardness of the top band. It doesn't feel as soft as the ear cups. Now, for that same reason, at first glance, they feel amazingly comfortable when you first start to use it. But as you keep on having it on during the day, you do get fatigue and you do feel pressure at this specific point. Not the whole headband, just at the very top. You feel all the weight of the headphones just going onto your head. So they do get tiring after a while. Now, for those who have big ears that doesn't fit the whole cup size, and you had that problem with most headphones, you had the same problem with these headphones. They do cup the ear, but your ear doesn't go inside per se. It just sits on top of your ear. Now, how durable are these headphones, you guys? I feel like they're pretty solid. My bad. They feel pretty solid. They don't feel like they can break from the hinges. They feel more solid than the Beats I'll give. But not saying that they won't break, because if you can see right here, you guys, this is a separate plastic piece, and I feel like I could take this apart with a screwdriver. And I feel like over time, it will lose its hold. So do be mindful. It feels secure, but it may develop weaknesses after a while. Now, let's talk about sound quality, you guys. Are they worth $300? Now, to be honest, when I first put these headphones on, I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. You know, I was like, maybe I have to burn in the drivers. I gave it 3 days. I put my regular test that I use on all headphones to burn in the drivers, the frequency thing. I'll leave it connected to the laptop for an hour, playing music, leave it rest, and before I go to sleep, I do put it again for another hour. I do that to all headphones, that little stress test, so let it loosen up. And I thought it would get better over time, and to be honest, it didn't. It sounded the same. So, let's get into depth of what these sound like. My biggest convenience and disappointment about these headphones was the bass. I am not a bass head by any means. I love bass when it's present. It needs to be present in music because it's a part of music. But I do not like it drowning other parts of the music. I like my mids to be clear. I like my highs to be clear. But for the first time in the headphones, they don't have bass. Not bass that's forward that you can feel. No, I don't care about that. They don't have bass. Their bass is very dull, for instance. Their bass, I don't know what were they thinking here, but that was an important factor. Now, you may say, oh, they have EQ. They have a bass EQ, all of that. Yeah, they do. It does not help the sound quality by any means. Now, I did EQ these for those consumers that already bought it. They can't return it if you have it, and it brings the best out of these headphones. And don't get me wrong, if you know what you're doing, if you know how to EQ these headphones, they could get pretty decent. And I like their soundstage. That's one thing they do have, soundstage. But even with the EQ, mind you, the average consumer isn't going to be able to EQ these headphones to where they're supposed to be. And also, the app they provide doesn't always work. They have bad ratings because sometimes they won't even detect the headphones. So, on the other side, I do have EQs for this, and I will post it in the picture later on in this video. Probably in the right corner above. So, now, getting over bass. How are the mids? The mids are probably the most controlled substance. No, it's not. No, let me stop lying. The highs are the most controlled substance in these headphones. The mids, they need tweaking, and the app they give you to tweak is okay, but for the audiophile, you can't adjust small details. Like, for instance, if I'm not mistaken, it was in a 1,000 gigahertz that I couldn't change so much because I had to sacrifice voice or soundstage, and being that I couldn't go into between these frequencies or nothing like that, I had to pick or choose. I couldn't have both. So, saying that, I did EQ these the best way I can, and I might have to point off that JBLs do have an extreme measure of limiters. Like, no matter how much you EQ, you can EQ bass all the way up. And songs that have bass, it will EQ them right back down. These limiters give you a somewhat leniency, but you will never have a true EQ of these. The limiters always change your EQ to their per se. Now, the good thing about JBL headphones is that they do update. When I first got these, they had an extreme lag, which you could review online on Amazon. But they did update it, so they do have good customer service. As in, oh, they knew the problem, they fixed it. Now, that's one thing JBL has to their advantage. I do not know why they haven't tackled down the sound quality. Why didn't they put different sets to the limiters? Why didn't they do different stuff? Why didn't they change certain things? Now, one thing they did add in the upgrade, which they said they did better, was the noise cancellation. They said they did it the same way that Sony MDRs is, with the outside and an inside mic, which I did not know these had, but I guess they do, and it said they can optimize. I didn't even know it does that. And when I did find out, it's not like the Sony MDRs that does a noise trail with you that put different frequencies. No, these do it whoop, and it's done. I don't know how they optimize it off that short frequency. It's too fast anyways, and it doesn't change nothing. Now, saying that, let's go into noise cancellation on these. Are they better than Bose, or are they in Bose quality, or the Sony MDRs 1000? Not even close, to be honest. It's, you could tell there's a gap. There's a gap, not too huge, but a tremendous gap between these. And being that the Bose, not the Sony, the Bose are about $50 more expensive. I would go for the Bose. Not only that, they sound. I specifically believe they sound better, which they do. They sound more. They sound way more fuller to this, you guys. These headphones are a huge disappointment to me. I really wanted to love these headphones, but the noise cancellation, it's decent at best, you guys. If I could say that how much percentage they block out around my surroundings, I'll say about 25 to 30% of my surroundings, which is okay. I mean, it's pretty decent. It's not straightforward, but you can hear a hiss for one in their noise cancellation. There is a hissing you hear when you're not playing music. So, is their noise cancellation the best? No. Is it the worst? Not per se, but it's not in the middle of them either. So, if you're paying the extra $100 for these headphones, I don't think you should, you guys. It's not worth $100. If it would have been $20, maybe, but $100 more than a regular 700 units, it's not worth it. Now, saying that as well, the adaptive noise, how is it? Well, the adaptive noise feature is a useful feature, but I could totally tell I had headphones on while listening to it, because for one, there was a lot of white noise into the microphones. They're not using the best microphones to do this. And that's probably why the noise cancellation isn't the best either, because it's not accurate. But, I mean, there's not a lot of headphones nowadays that have the adaptive feature. It's a new feature coming out recently in headphones. If it wasn't for that, Bose would have had it. So, if it's a useful feature, adaptive noise cancellation, yes, it is. Especially if the noise cancellation is good. But with these headphones, it's decent at best. Now, let's go into the most important part about headphones review, guys. It's the sound quality. How do these headphones sound? How do they fare up against their competition? And is the noise cancellation even worth the extra $100 compared to their version that doesn't have active noise cancellation? Now, my biggest disappointment about these headphones were the bass. The bass didn't have a fat, meaty tone to it. It felt like it was lacking certain frequencies, certain resonance. Mind you, I'm no bass head by any means. I'm no bass head. I don't like too much bass. I like my sound to be mostly even. I like everything to be present and forward. Now, saying that, that was my first biggest disappointment when I first put these headphones on. I thought it would get better after a while as the drivers burnt in, but I gave these headphones a week and the bass still feels like it's missing frequencies. Now, some of you may be saying, oh, it has an EQ app. Oh, you can fix that. Yeah, you can fix it if, for one, if the app works, because it's a flip-flop. Sometimes it wouldn't even detect the headphones. You have to go all around. You probably waste 30 minutes just trying to connect these to the app. Now, if you do tend to connect it to the app, the EQ can only do so much. The EQ can only figure out certain frequencies they put forward for you, for one. And if you put all the bass frequencies up high, the limiters in these headphones would cancel out what you just proceeded to do. Now, they do say it's to protect the headphones So if it's that true, if it's to protect the headphones, which in most cases in companies it is, that means these drivers weren't meant for bass at all. These drivers don't have that low resonance. It's not good for bass in general, even if you want to. So I tried a lot of EQs. I made my custom EQ because none of the EQs are making these headphones justice. So if you are one of the customers that can't return these back, have these, or trying to get the best out of it, I'll put my EQ setting down below or after the end of this video, guys. So go check that out. Now let's get into the mids. The mids and the highs, at least in when the EQ is natural, are very muffled. These headphones sound as if they were holding the ear cups before it went into my ear. Now, in the EQ, I told you guys about, I did fix that the best way possible, and it brings many instrumentals up forward. Now, the highs do have a sharp tendency to them. How I could tell is when you listen to Spanish music, the S sounds so harsh. It's like when you're speaking to a regular microphone without the air filter. It's that really harsh S's. So I did fix that in the EQ. I put in the end. I'm gonna put in the end of this video, you guys. Now, it does have preset EQs. They do not do them justice at all. It makes it slightly better, but it does not do them justice. So please, if you're really trying to get the best out of these headphones, look at the EQ settings I have, you guys. Now, these headphones do have a sound stage, which JBL did do right. It's pretty decent. But I'm gonna critique these headphones in the $300 range. Is it worth the $300, you guys? It is no, it's not. Just straightforward, it's not. There's plenty of headphones. Probably every headphone in the list that's $300 is gonna be better than these headphones. And I wanted to love these. I don't know if it had this problem because of the new update that they did that really sacrificed the sound. But for the update I have at this moment right now, these headphones are not worth it. Maybe JBL will fix it with an update. Maybe they can. That's JBL's advantage over other companies, that they can update their headphones and devices. But at the price, no, it's not worth $300. These headphones will probably be worth $200, and the Everest regular 700 is probably at $150. But at the $300 mark, for the average consumer at least, these are not even slightly worth it. And even at the $200 mark, I'll still have some doubt into getting these, you guys. So they're really pushing the margin as in headphones. And I'm surprised because JBL is known for their sounds for the average consumer. So I don't know what were they thinking at this point, where there was an update that they did wrong. But oh my God, they really let me down here, you guys. I love these headphones for the simple fact I respect JBL. But no, I will not recommend these headphones to you guys. Hey, you guys, if you like this video or feel like it was useful anyway, please leave a thumbs up down below, comment, subscribe, and if you feel like you have any advice for me to make these videos better, feel freely to leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to comply. Now, have a nice day, you guys.